what advice do you have for people going through moments now, whether this be jet lag, maybe something you're experiencing right now, pregnancy, injury, when you have those moments where you can't train like you normally can and you really fall into that, sometimes work gets really busy and mentally, I don't know if you feel this, but I feel like sometimes if I'm really stressed and I go to do weights, it almost is like an over stressor for me. It doesn't actually do what it normally does, which is lets me let off some steam and makes me feel really good. So what advice do you have, or what works for you in moments where you can't actually exercise the way you want, when it's such a important part of starting your day?
Yeah, I think I have this with my clients all the time. It's so weird. I don't know why they do this, but it's like as soon as they know that they can't do something, they start looking at those sort of things. They start researching that sort of thing. They start like, so say you've got a massive injury, you've broken your leg. They start looking at gym videos of people doing squats, and then they start comparing themselves, being like, I wish and I'm like, why are you doing that?
Fruit.
Yeah, why are you doing that? Like, just take some time, relax, and do something else. Do something else productive, but do something else. Like, for example, I had a cesarean, 2 births cesarean. The first time, completely lost. All I wanted in my head was to go back to the gym, to go back to how I was. The second time, 6 weeks off. So happy, relaxed, just taking my time to do what I needed to do and to rest, but I was still productive. Like I'd be like, okay, let's do like 50 emails today. And I felt like I did something. So it's not about trying to get back to do the thing that you can't do. It's about being productive somewhere else in your life, so you still feel like you're winning.
Yeah, it's like being present with where you are and what you can do.
Absolutely.
I find the mental shift, though, is the hardest part of that.
So hard.
Because obviously, like physically, you want to get up and move, and that feels quite good. But the mental shift is the toughest part of that, because you do feel like, and maybe again, this is like my conditioning of hustle culture, always needing to be productive. But I think there is an aspect of like, how do I shift with my health to make it feel like I'm doing something for it? So in those moments, right, when you were not able to train post-birth, like what kind of things for you worked, whether it be like a mindset shift or even just things you could do that helped you mentally get through that period?
So when you have and for anyone who's listening, if you've had a baby, like you get baby brain. So like you forget like, and things that are so logical and like make sense, you forget about. So I was so upset that I couldn't go to the gym. My first session back at the gym, I was not ready. And I thought, for whatever stupid reason, I would go and do push-ups. That was like my first exercise. I thought of like the dumbest thing that I could do that has the most pressure on your core, I thought I would do. I was crying. Anyway, I went back home. I called my sister and she goes, Anna's nap times? I was like, yeah. She goes, how long do they go for? And I had this full schedule. I was like, well, the first one's 30 minutes. She goes, okay, well, why don't you just put her in the pram and go for a walk for 30 minutes? And I was like, well, yeah,
push-ups.
I could definitely do that. Anyway, I fell in love with walking. I had Netflix playing and I had this thing attached to the treadmill that I would walk down the side street, so there's no cars, guys, don't freak out. And I had my headphones in, I'm just walking, I was watching Netflix, and I was like, this is great. I feel like I'm doing something. I feel like I'm being productive. Like, find something else. It's probably not what you were doing before, but find something else that you love. And it's a great way to start trying new things.
Yeah, well, I was just going to say, it's actually the perfect opportunity for you to be like, you know what, maybe this thing I haven't tried or I'm new to is something I might actually love. Because I feel like sometimes even just in life, we don't get the opportunity to explore different things, whether it be hobbies or
100%.
Different training styles. So that's a good opportunity. And I guess a good reframe for anyone in a period right now where they're like, you know what, I'm not able to train the way I used to. See it as an opportunity to try something new. I think that's really nice advice.
I think that's the key. See it as an opportunity. I don't know. I could speak to anyone.
Maybe a bit more of a combo. I guess it's like when you're...
I'm like, what am I?
When you're like on your own, like if you enjoy your own company.
I
like
do enjoy my own company.
That's a good thing.